Feeling on edge, anxious, or nervous is usually normal feelings for people, but for those with anxiety, it's very different, and it can sorry, it can really affect their everyday life. So it is important for us as college students to really understand anxiety because we have a lot of stress in our hands with homework, staying up late, and it can really get to us and affect us. So first I'm going to talk about what anxiety is and the types of anxiety, and then I'm going to talk about the symptoms and causes, and then I'll go over treatment and self-help. So first, what is anxiety? According to ADA.org, anxiety disorders are the most common disorders in the United States, and it affects over 40 million people. Anxiety is feeling nervous, anxious, uneasy, constantly worrying, so that just like affects your mentality. There are several types of anxiety, so it can go from general anxiety disorder to social anxiety disorder, PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder, to even OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder. So the most common anxiety disorder is generalized anxiety disorder, which I have generalized anxiety disorder. So that is just, you're always worrying about what is going on, and even when there's not anything to worry about, you always find something to worry about. So the simplest thing, I'll find something to worry about, and it'll just affect my mindset and it just kind of just it takes over your brain. So anxiety, obsessive thought, it leads to anxiety. And then, for example, for OCD, so obsessive compulsive disorder, so they'll get anxiety and they'll want to, like, let's say clean something, they'll clean it and then they'll feel better, but then they'll start obsessive thinking again and they'll get their anxiety and they'll just keep going over and over again. Now that I've talked about what anxiety is, I'm going to go over the symptoms and causes. So according to elementsbehaviorhealth.org, written in 2015, most anxiety disorders can cause physical illness. So for example, because you're constantly worrying, it affects your immune system, and it can lead to to getting a cold, getting physically sick. Sometimes people can end up in the hospital because it really weakens your immune system. Most symptoms include uneasiness, you're unable to sleep, it can even affect your breathing, you can't breathe, nausea, fainting, and then also anxiety is associated with heart disease, intestinal problems. So just the constant worrying really affects your mental health and your physical health. So now that I've talked about the symptoms, and I'm going to talk about the treatments and self-help. So most researchers suggest going to physical therapy because it's the best way. Anxiety is considered to be getting rid of anxiety is considered to be most effective when you go to physical therapy. So it can be cognitive behavioral therapy and exposure therapy. Those therapies, basically, they help you address the issues that you have with your anxiety, what triggers your anxiety, little things like facing your fears. So, for example, for someone with phobias is considered an anxiety. So someone who is afraid of certain things, in cognitive therapy or exposure therapy, they'll help you face your fears so that doesn't trigger your anxiety anymore. Other ways if you do not want to go to therapy, because most people are against therapy, they think, why do I need therapy? Like, I'm fine, whatever. They don't really they don't like to address their issues. Self-help, stuff that you can do on your own or with others. So one is connecting with others, talking to people about your problems, not in a therapy way, but going to your friends, just talking about, just getting stuff off your chest in a more relaxed way where you're comfortable. That can help. Physical exercise is one really big one that helps you get over your anxiety, just letting everything out, just helping you out. Sports, some people join sports to just help get rid of their anxiety. Getting enough sleep, going to sleep early, just helps you to relax and just kind of refresh your brain and just help you out. Also, to stay away from alcohol, drugs, or caffeine. Caffeine, as you know, as college students, we all need caffeine because we're staying up so late, but that is one of the ways for your anxiety to be triggered. So just all these ways can help you relieve your anxiety. It's just changing your mindset, not constantly picking at the things that that worry or stress you out, just to kind of take your negative thoughts and turn them into positives to just relax you. So now that I've talked about the treatments and self-help, I will conclude. So learning about anxiety as college students can really help us when we're stressed out, especially during finals. We're constantly worrying. Can really just knowing about the treatments and self-help that we can do can really help us. And then now that I've talked about this, I hope you guys all understand anxiety better and have a better idea whether or not you are associated with anxiety. So just changing your mindset can really help you live a better life.